And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Do I want to stream on Twitch? I was like, on one half, I'm like, kinda, but then also on the other half, it's like, I never get anything on there to begin with, so like, why the fuck would I? I might have to switch this hoodie out. It's getting, like, suddenly now it's getting hot. I don't know if this is my PC cooking me right now. I might as well. I see trees of green, red roses too. I left my art book back over there, and nothing to myself. What a wonderful world. And let me see here. Draw some Ren Park and Town stuff. I don't know if just chatting is the correct one. Probably just type in art. Art. No, just art. Just art. That's it. Hold on. Yes. Okay, so I need to bring this over here. Hey, Sasha. And then this. Alright. Give me fight someone with the powers of magic. Maybe. I'm gonna draw. Hold on. I'm gonna draw, so in a way it's magical. In a way, that's very magical. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I don't know exactly what I want to draw. Probably I could work on backgrounds, honestly. And I think to myself, what a wonder. You activate my trap card. Joke's on you. I have Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 2 cards from my deck, which allows me to then activate Pot of Greed, which allows me to activate 2 cards from my deck, which then allows me to, just wait for it, activate Pot of Greed, which allows me to activate draw 2 cards from my deck. Stop recording. Let's see. All right, let me get some music playing. And I think to myself, what a wonderful cheater. That's not gonna stop you. That's not gonna help you now, because I activate Pot of Greed. I don't remember the whole clip. Like that's a whole clip. I just can't remember what the hell the whole thing was. Okay, you know what? That's not bad. Hello, triggered my spell card. But you triggered Pot of Greed! Addy Styro. Okay. Is my audio sound good? I know I have the music playing and I want it. I don't want it to be too loud. We accidentally stumbled to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle Scrub. Oh. Zor. Let me see. I could work on characters. I could work on backgrounds. I work on background. How about a reference to Hank Henshaw, John Gilman, a reference to Feather McGraw, then Hexadecimal. Feathers McGraw? Mind you, I haven't seen the latest episode of My Adventures Superman, FYI. The Hank Henshaw one, I say give that a minute. I'm kind of having ideas on how to add a Hank Henshaw-like character. Honestly, he might already be there. Feathers. Oh, right. Feathers McGraw, the penguin. When people had one job, failed to do bad. Audio's good. Oh shit, it's a spell card. Honestly, season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was so, like, nuts. It's kind of great. We could do Feather McGraw. Why not? I'm not sure what I would do with this guy. I need a second inspiration for this. Also, FYI, this stream is only gonna go to like maybe 6 o'clock. Maybe like an hour, hour and a half. It's not gonna be too long. There we go. So 2026 movie is out on Prime now, plus Splatoon Raiders get released. Nice. I don't know what Splatoon Raiders is. I heard about it. Is it just Splatoon 5 or is it something else? Maybe like Yugi Stage Hold Duel. Oh, Egg is in the latest episode. Okay, I still need to watch review of episode 5. Yeah, I haven't seen episode 6 yet. Where I watch it at, it stops at episode 5 for whatever reason, and I'm like, please tell me you do not think that was the end of the series, end of the episode season, because I want it more. Let me see here. No, yeah, I didn't see with Hanks. I thought like Feather McGraw, because I forgot that he's a Gromit character. I don't know what I would mix this with. There's one viewer watching me on this. Okami. Probably change some of my tags. Alright, whatever. You know, Yugi pull out the other half game over. What it? Yeah. All right. You know what? We're gonna leave Hank there. We're gonna try to work on Hexadecimal because I feel like that'll be an easier thing to do right now. Because I don't know what else to kind of add to this. I kind of do, but I don't know what to add to mix this with. I guess. Wait a minute. Because he's just supposed to be kind of like a criminal thief character. Final Girl is so funny, definitely like basically the same in Owl Town Reminiscent Park, but more chaotic and neutral. I'm trying to think of a way to use him. Wing Drag. I don't know. Oh. You know, Yugi Joy almost beat Wing Dragon Raw. Yeah. Joey. Interesting drawing stream today. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm only going to stream for like an hour or so, but I'm trying to figure out what the second half of this is going to be. You know what? We're going to work on Hexadecimal because I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do with this right now. Bara. I might have to rework Bara a little bit. Actually, she's looking the wrong direction. That way. Kaiba would be pissed if he did. Alright. This, I'm kinda have some ideas. Hold on. You know what? You're the first one to pop up, so I'll use you. You know what? I could. It's this. This is a. I can. I can just get a better. I can just save the whole image. It would be so much better than. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Honestly, could see Feathers McGraw as an OP enigma that enters the story to steal things. Maybe add Nabbit from Nintendo. All right. Hold on. Let's see here. This, that there. Let's see. What is Nabbit? Actually, wait a minute. I'm not showing you guys my screen, so I can just bring this over here. That way I can still see the chat while also doing this. Nabbit. Mario? Oh, wait. I think I know what this is. Wait a minute, does Nabbit have the same mask as Baby Bowser? Honestly, if let's say Joey beat Raw, feel like he would give it to Yugi. Probably. It wouldn't surprise me if Joey would do that, if Yugi really needed it. Okay, I think we're kind of getting somewhere. Hold on. I think we're getting somewhere with this. We're getting somewhere with this. What am I doing? Why am I still looking? I'm still looking at like using this one to look at stuff when I don't really need to. I just look over this one. Oh, for Hexadecimal, I definitely feel like Ianu Olori. Ooh, Olori would actually be perfect. Nice to say that. Let me grab Olori real quick. Okay, she does have a render. Cool. If I can, I would definitely want renders of the characters to add to the thing. Okay. Fine. Honestly, we're getting a lot of purple here, which honestly probably fits. That's not what I wanted you to be. Paste. I somehow got the exact same pose. That is awesome. That is amazing. All right. Let's see here. God cards never seen again in them. Yeah. Honestly, I honestly like the dragon cards better than the god cards. Dragon Striker, Sugoi. Sugoi, I feel like would be another character, honestly. I like Sugoi. I honestly have another idea for Sugoi if we were really gonna use her for some inspiration. I don't think for Hexadecimal. Olori, I think works, but not for Sugoi. Sugoi, I have some ideas for a character like that. Yu-Gi-Oh's Ishizu? Oh. Honestly, we're kind of getting like a lot of robes, and I'm kind of digging it. Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not... Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure, because I'm about to click Ishizu, and I know she has art. Yeah, I'm really digging the... Yeah. Akora! I'm not saying that's Ishizu's voice, but I'm I'm just remembering the abridged. We're going to steal his leather pants, Bakura. When I say like Yu-Gi-Oh definitely was one of the big inspirations of like me liking like the Egyptian like type of style like this. Image. Yeah, we're getting a lot of purples and a lot of robes. Alright, isn't Hexa supposed to be a high counselor? Also, Sugoi makes sense. Yes, but I have ideas for a character like Sugoi already. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to use too much of that inspiration for that, because then there would be too much bleed over with some other characters. If Yu-Gi-Oh changed main character, who would you replace? As in, like, well, it's changed main characters multiple times already. Do you mean like if they switched Yugi for like one of the other cast? New trailer and Clayface trailer. Nice! I'm not gonna see either of them, but you know, I'm gonna watch it somewhat. When Hexa becomes a ghost in the underworld, it's like Molly McGee's Jinx, Adventure Time's Betty. Okay. I'm getting ideas for this character a little bit more. Like maybe he's kind of like a rival to like he's obviously a little mischief maker, but I'm thinking like a mischief maker, like something like the Hamburglar or whatever, or like maybe something like Daffy Duck, to like shade to the shady to shade to the what is it, Shady? I can't remember his name. Hold on. Yeah, Shady. I feel like I need like one more like little guy to fix this. So Saw, Minions, and Monsters plus Gryffindor's Odyssey. Both were. I got to do my review. AI. Shut up, AI reviewer. Sorry, they got some on Twitch. I saw the Odyssey. I gotta make a review of it. It's super good. What? Yeah, but who do you mean by change the main character? That's what I need to know. Lodi, why are we near a penguin earlier? The Poses match. It's really funny how much they match. Fun fact, even Dala and the Great Constellation have zero information on Ron. I feel like the Great Constellation, if he doesn't know about it too much, he would try to look more info on about it. But would it surprise me if he doesn't? I want like another. We're gonna start on Hexa, but I want something else here. I need another like cartoony character. Always saw Agamemnon as a wimpy deceiver, but Christopher Nolan made him a super buff aura farmer. Yeah, with like the chiseled cheek helmet. It's really. God, that movie was super good. I gotta do my review on it. I uploaded Toy Story. I literally after the Odyssey, because I botched the original Toy Story review. That's where like I accidentally had that one stream up for a second. I botched it and like it got corrupted pretty much. So I had to redo it. So after I saw the Odyssey, I did my Toy Story 5 one. I'm like, I'll get to the Odyssey. I'll probably either do that tomorrow, probably. The McGraw Evans has a gun that will destroy anything in one shot. I don't know about anything. Anything is a very big or ask. There is, in a sense, rules to a lot of my stories. Some of them can be a little flimsy, but there are rules. You know what? Let's give her the same pose as Bara. / Alori. A way to kind of show them a little bit of an influence on each other. Also, isn't the gun that destroys anything like kind of the thing from whatchamacallit? Invincible? The Space Cowboy. I know I haven't seen the latest season yet, but like there's something along those lines. Also, Chris Nolan was like, sorry everyone, we couldn't work the Cyclops nobody pun. Also crazy how Hermes and Polites were in the Odyssey. Yeah, that was honestly, God, I'm kind of mad at myself that I can't do the review, that I haven't done the review. But yeah, like they kept those guys out and they kept out the nobody, which I'm like, I don't say like, I get it. I'm gonna be like, why didn't you do that? Like that's one of the most iconic things of the Odyssey. And also, like it was kind of weird that I was like, oh, yeah, it's fine. I can go to sleep with these guys around me. What are they gonna do? That was a little weird. That the Cyclops kind of just like, it was like, it's fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I like the movie though. The movie's like literally almost like part horror story also, because you're like, holy shit. I'll definitely try. Like right now, like I'm obviously a main focus is I'll say this, like a main focus obviously is characters like obviously Diz and the others. At least in, you know, Owltown proper, and then we have, you know, Like those are like the main story or plot points and stuff like that. But there are obviously ways that I'm trying to tie a lot of things together with each other. Like Bara obviously is going to be very connected with creating creating Dizit. And there's like a major reason for that. I think I kind of fucked up her legs a little. It was like she has Ditagrade legs. So like I have ideas for Hexa as well. I definitely do think we're gonna be using some shorts to like expand. I definitely think I'm gonna be using shorts to expand on some story elements and plot points and stuff. For certain other characters, I kind of like the idea of expand, especially for certain characters that we probably won't see in Owlwolf Town proper until like much later. All right, Hexa. Still have Molly McGee Jinx Adventure Time Betty arc. Yeah. Comments of honestly the Athena plot twist. Oh, I just see seeing her. Oh yeah, that was legit. Actually, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh shit. Like that's like holy shit. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. I will say though, like going into this, going into the Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, I was expecting like there not to be 100% like anything magical going on. I'm not sure how Tenet was, but like obviously something like Batman and stuff like that. I kind of was guessing like, okay, he's probably gonna try to make it like a more realistic step point. So I'm like, when they showed like Athena or at least Athena either taking the shape of this girl or the reason she looks like that or like it could be like you could interpret it almost as like his guilt also too. I was kind of going like, okay, like I was like, all right, that's a pretty decent twist. It's not as big as a twist as like let's say the Toy Story twist, but I'm like, all right. Because it only makes you feel even sadder for Helen when mentally is scaring her and her instantly apologizing to Telemach for the war. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of messed up, like seeing like even like them like scarring up her face. And also, I ain't gonna lie, when they revealed like why Agamemnon's because they technically showed why how Agamemnon's death kind of worked or happened, like why it would happen, and it's like, yeah, actually, you know what? I completely agree with her. I completely agree with her. Yeah, you're right. You know what? He shouldn't get away with doing that. I'm gonna rework. Hold on, I gotta rework Bara's head. It's a little too round for. Or is it? I feel like she needs to have like a sharper face. Yeah, see, something like that. I need her face to be a little bit more sharper looking. Just a slight change. I forgot a gadget was one of the inspirations. Okay. Oh, time. Critic Nolan gave the Odyssey, and Oppenheimer went through the same guilt arc. Really? I haven't seen Oppenheimer. But it makes sense. The way that Buzz proposed to Jessie and she said yes in Toy Story 5 is the same. The foreshadow and his wife. I can see that. I can see something like that. Let me add. Sorry if I haven't drawn too much yet. I don't know. I feel like she would have a sharper face. I feel like it makes her a little more like gaunt, I guess. All right. All right, let's see here. Honestly, love the idea of Bara became a master of technology while her mother was a master of magic. All right. Let's see. But to be fair, I'm not gonna give too much on Hexa's stuff yet. Again, I'm still working out some things. I don't want to say too much on it. Creator, how great was your motherboard? Honestly, I don't remember her much, but she was cool. Creator. I think he would have kind of like if Dizit ever starts talking, I think he would probably have like a voice similar to Ultron in the MCU. Creator. Let's see here. Kind of want to take off my hoodie because, God, it's getting hot. Hold on, give me a minute. I want to take this hoodie off. So I feel like your story of toys will have a plot. Oh, hold on. Very fast. Oh, God. I don't know if I'm in... Actually, I might be in frame. Whoops. I just realized I might be in frame there. Alright, let's see. Oh, no, I'm not. Alright, we're good. Totally feel like the story toys will have plotline of an army of stranded toys. Maybe. Using Buzz the lizard hands on the lily pad was so funny. That was pretty good. I forgot about that. I forgot to talk about that. Yeah. That was a pretty smart way of doing that. I was like, oh, right. I like when they say, hey, Lily, and then she just has to listen to them. And I'm like, that's kind of fun. I'm like, yeah, well, you're fucked. Like, that's kind of, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, yeah, you ain't being that one. Also, my sister said, like, I feel like a robot apocalypse would happen at some point. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it will. These toys are getting, like, super advanced now at this point. And now there's, like, a Skynet, like, connected with Eggman toys. Nicole Sullivan was the voice of Shigo, Buzz Lightyear's Mira. Oh my god, she was! DC Heroes. Huh, yeah, that's... Oh my god, you're right. It's funny how, I can hear it. I can totally hear that voice. It's like, yeah, no, that's like matching it up. Like, yeah, that's 100% what she sounds. That's 100% her voice. Holy shit. Did I fuck something up? What's happening? Oh, that's what's happening. His hand's a little off. I think his hand's a little too long. I also do love how in like the thing that sucks is I really like Lightyear. Honestly, one of the main reasons why I started collecting toys again is because of Lightyear. I really do actually like the movie, but I will say them changing Buzz, like Zurg not being Buzz's dad, which again I still think maybe it's gonna that like if they made a sequel it would be revealed the ship and everything is actually from like the actual Zurg. And like that will be Buzz's dad, but who knows at this point? Was there an event like the Fall of Troy, and was Bara there? Who's a Mark is Inside Out Anxiety? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Yes? I'll say. I think it's okay to say there is 100% going to be there. 100% was in a sense a Fall of Troy type of story that I want to actually like talk about. That I actually want to do at some point. I have it as an idea of being a spin-off or maybe do it like through shorts at one point. And like I kind of want it to be like important to the story. Like it's important in a sense to the story. I don't know if that made any sense. It'll be important because it eventually leads into a lot of things that will follow up that get followed up on in Owltown proper. You see it? Yes, I have. I saw it yesterday. I'll be doing the review of that probably tomorrow as well, along with after I do the Odyssey and all that stuff. But yeah, I did see it. Legitimately, really good. Really happy with how good that was. The first one was okay. This one, I legit think was like, all right, now like they found their stride. They definitely found their stride of what they want to do with like the new quote unquote generation of descendants, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all for this. All right. Let's see. New theory: Mythrowing pulls a Jimmy Olsen and keeps fumbling up his love life. I can see that. Honestly, feel like that might be also like more of a Devlin thing, but Lily Pad was Hexa at Owltown's Troy event. Maybe. I'd say it's a possibility. Like, I know which characters specifically are going, like, I know like the quote unquote main character of that side story. I know who's gonna pop up in that. Like, obviously he's gonna be the main character, but then there's going to be other characters that follow up that will like that appear later on in Owlwolf Town. Like, it's kind of showing like an origin for like a few different characters. And how like how the world of Owlwolf Town kind of got to where it is currently. And the thing is, there's like a lot of different characters that that I want to appear in like season 2 or whatever, that are going to appear kind of in that. That's why I'm just like I don't want to say too much. But yeah, there is like a major Troy-esque war at a point, whose ramifications are felt throughout like the entirety of the series. Yeah, she has her mother's nose. Let me see here. She also doesn't have the bags under her eyes, I want to say. She doesn't have the bags on her eyes. She is way more well rested than her daughter eventually isn't. I might have to rework her face a little bit. We'll get to that. That's my new text message, Laura. Alright, that's enough. Shut up. But yeah, the Descendants movie, legitimately, really good. I was a bit worried after the first one, because I'm like, or the first, like, of, like, the new, I want to say the new trilogy, but, like, they could go way longer than that. Especially because I feel like they just found their stride. So, like, I feel like they could go a lot longer with this than the first one did. Because the first one, mostly because of tragic reasons, I feel like it's kind of ended. This here. But yeah. I hope this cast is gonna get some really, they're gonna keep going, like, however they, whatever they did for this movie, I hope they continue, like, it's the same writers and everything and the same music people who are gonna work on the series going forward. I don't think it's the same people as last one. Like, me and my sister even rewatched like the first movie again. Ah, shit. And it was like, it's 100% decent. But I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't say it's as good as the other two. There's some more bangers in there, but there are some, like, I want to say, like, misses. Oh, god damn it, no. Okay. I accidentally just merged all of the layers. All right. I could probably try to go for like the hood. Honestly, I think if funny enough, like in the first Descendants, I really liked. I thought Mal was all right. Don't get me wrong, but I do think like the Evil Queen's daughter was probably like my favorite, at least like design wise. But freaking in this one, I think Ella is probably like my favorite. Red's okay, but I do think like Ella was like my like #1 favorite. That's so funny how when she goes evil, like she has straight hair. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing right now. I'm definitely thinking, obviously, add like kind of like it's not exactly the same, but kind of similar robes, like is it Showers? I can't remember her name. Let me. Obviously, we're gonna work on more color and stuff in a minute, but. I just did that. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Also, Aquafina as the Cheshire Cat's daughter, Chemi, I think her name is. Really good. Aquafina, I think, does her best work when she's not playing a nice character. When she's playing like a mischievous character, I think is when she does some of her best voice work. Her being voicing Shizu, is it Shizu? And Raya, it's okay. But I definitely think they could like. I definitely think like it when her voicing can't remember the name now. And the fox in Kung Fu Panda or Miss Arachnid in The Bad Guys, I think fits her so much better. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what I'm doing with like making her clothes look so spiky. But it's no longer you. We suffered through hell of the darkest for nothing. I see your palette covered in red. Faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with a man who is haunting, a man with a trail of bodies. Oh, I see a saga past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see betrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you draw your final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive. But it's no longer you. This can't be. We suffered through the darkest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see your palette covered in red. Faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with the man who is haunting, a man with a trail of bodies. I see the sacrifice of man. I need to look up how bandages work. I see the sacrifice of man. Tales of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you draw your final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive. But it's no longer you. Let's see here. Let's borrow some bangles from Alori. Live chat. I don't know if anyone's still here right now. I see the sacrifice of man. A man who gets to make it home alive. But it's no longer you. Technically speaking, 2 inspirations are from Africa. Oh, yes. Let me book my ticket to IMAX Odyssey at the back of the theater. Surely it will be cool. Proceeds to get your ears bladed. Oh, God. You know what? I feel bad. Because here's the thing. I saw that in Dolby, and we had pretty middle decent seats. Really good. But, oh my God, there were scenes where I was, like, feeling my chair just going... And I'm like, this is why I go see it in Dolby. I can't even imagine if you go and have it where you're right next to like the speaker. Oh my God, you're getting everything blown out. Holy hell. Jesus Christ, yeah, because that movie is a loud ass movie. Honestly, John Leguizamo and Cersei's actor had best performance. Yeah, they're really good. That is your mother? I think so. I told she was cool. Let's see. Let's go with purple for her. Let's go with purple from Alori a little bit. Ooh, that actually kind of sticks out really nicely. I think it's kind of nicely subtle. Well, subtle, I don't know if it's the right word. But it's calmer. It's a calmer color. What is this? Oh, that's her shoulder bit. Oh, well, I can... May I help you? I think I gotta add a few more bandages. That might be a little too close to her, like, mid-drift bandage area, but let's see. Yeah, it mixes a little too much. Maybe if I darken it. You know what? If I that I might actually do it. My chair was literally shaking by how loud it was. I was literally like the Jurassic Park scene where they look up at the water cups. Did you see it in Dolby? Because that legit sounds like you saw it in Dolby. Seeing the dead talking. Yeah. Oh my god, that scene was so good. She ripped the wings off of Tinkerbell, y'all, when he's lying all of a sudden. But they grow back. The Scylla jump scare the Odyssey. I feel like that's only a jump scare if like you didn't expect Scylla to pop up at some point. I was later, I'm like, okay, well I know what's gonna happen next. I didn't expect her to look like a barnacle. Just like Odyssey or Seas can use magic to mold objects for Hexa. I'll see. She would have to need something to do that. But I do kind of like the idea of her having it being slightly tied to weapon styles. Ooh, actually. Yeah, I actually like that idea. Oh no, hold on, I'm gonna write that down real quick. Okay, yeah, got it. Does it comment above? Isn't it? Can I read that one? Chirp the wings off. I read that one. Hold on. That is your mother bar. I think so. I told you she was cool. As there was one above that I missed. The biggest jump scare was there was a loud sound like the scene where, like, Odysseus. I was fully expecting the arrow, but oh my gosh, the sound literally jolted me so badly. Damn. The freaking, honestly, the Xerxes scene, that legit, I was watching, I'm like, that's a horror movie. We are watching a horror movie right now. Jesus Christ. That scene was like, I was watching, like, holy shit, that is terrifying. That's some stuff where people who don't like horror movies would be like, ugh. Shimmer. I thought you cared. Notice that I thought you cared or noticed that I'm drowning. Shatter. I'm so sorry. Years ago, wish granted. I thought you'd care. Notice I'm drowning. Zora. Zora. You mean Zora? Zora. Zora. I missed that part. Well, that's my bro. John Leguizamo and Cersei actors are the greatest performers of the audience. Yeah, they were really good. Honestly, it's really funny hearing John Leguizamo and he's like, "That's Sid." I'm like, that's a sloth. But goddamn, but yeah, no, he did extremely well in this one. And I do like how they did change one part of the story where, because in the original myth, Odysseus sees his dog and he has to, like, not interact with it. Not interact with him. Because if he did, it would give him away. In this one, they're like, fuck that. Like, no, he's gonna pet his damn dog. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with this. Oh, but it's supposed to be tragic. I don't give two shits. I do not give any load of shits what originally was the original context. I do not care. Give the dog pets and let the dog know that he did good. Also, like how, like, that was like the inciting incident for Telemachus to know that, like, that was his dad. I'm like, hell yeah. Kept the dog dying right after he saw Odysseus. It's still sad. Yeah, it is sad, but also, like, I'm okay with it long as they at least have it to where he acknowledged the dog versus the ones where they're like, no, he can't acknowledge the dog because it'll give him away. It's like, shut up. Like, it's still sad, but like, he was like, again, the dog was like 20-something years old, not including like however old he was already with Odysseus. That dog lived a long life, and hopefully a happy one. Until the very end, obviously, where the suitors were being dicks. Alright, I think I'm done with Hexama for right now. I say that gives off like a mage, like someone who looks like they would be somewhat mystical, I guess. Oh, right, that's that. God, I am so happy that you can't see files. Because I saw a file, like, wait a minute, who the hell is this? And I click, I'm like, right, that's that character. I can't show her. Shimmer goes through a similar arc as Chloe Charming and gets used as live bait. Hold on. Oh yeah, you're Odysseus. God. That scene was so sick. Holy shit. Legitimately, it's kind of funny watching Odyssey after like listening to Epic for so long, the musical. Because I'm like, I honestly kind of wonder if Christopher Nolan listened to a bit of Epic. It was like, huh. For some scenes, I'm like, I feel like some of these could match up pretty well with like it's not gonna be surprising like in like a year or so when this is on Blu-ray that we get like remakes or re-edits of like certain scenes with the Epic musical stuff. I see a song of pass around. I need another mischief. Wait. Odysseus, we have massive turtle heading our way. What shall we do? Agamemnon, Odysseus, understood. Bowser, who dares meddle with the Koopa army? Agamemnon, Dad? Bowser, that voice, Junior? Hexa, I must go, my child. Bar, wait, I love you. I miss you, Hexa. Me too. And how is your father? Bar, he's dead too. Me, he's dead. To me. I like that. I guess something like that. Shimmer. I see something like that. What is this? Some kind of Odyssey? A Mario Odyssey? Odysseus, who the hell are you? I'm Mario, a Super Mario, from a Super Mario. Roll credits. Perfect way to conclude a film. It's time for an Odyssey. It's kind of cool how Assassin's Creed Odyssey actually opens up with you visiting like the remains of Ithaca. If I remember correctly, I think you get Odysseus's hood. I can't remember. I think the first hood... Actually, I think the... Is it the first hood you get? Hold on, wait a minute. Odysseus armor, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Okay, no, it isn't the first... Shut up. I thought you get... I thought you got his armor from there. Because you got something from there. I know there was a whole thing. But it is talking about the cosmetic armor you can buy online. You can buy on the Ubisoft store. Is this Feather McGraw reference still going to be a bird? Yes! He'll still be a bird. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it. Sad fact, Avrexa passed away, Barzad immediately left. I can see that. I want to try something stupid. Oh, hold on. Yeah, John Leguizamo did such a good job. Everyone did a really good job in that. I also like that was a movie where I was staying away from watching the trailers. So like I didn't know Matt Damon was starring in it. I thought it was like who's the guy who plays? Is it Gerard Butler? I thought it was like Gerard Butler or somebody. I was like, oh, that's Matt Damon. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't know Zendaya was Athena. I knew Robert Pattinson was in this, and I knew Tom Holland was Telemachus. That's all I really knew going into it. Other than that, I was like, I do not know what's gonna happen when I go into this. I just assumed like Nolan was gonna do like a quote unquote more realistic take on the character on the story, and that was about it. The little girl in both Godzilla. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. That's sad. I read yours too, Styros, same, about Kaylee Huddle. I heard about it. That sucks. That legitimately sucks. What is it? We lost her and the Lilo. Both in the same month. cold, dead black eyes. Sam Neill and Kate. Oh yeah, it's Sam Neill. How about Sam Neill too? Holy shit. That's like that's back to back to back. Holy shit, yeah. Oh, Zaya referenced the MonsterVerse Gia. Is Zaya... Honestly, I could see it. I'm trying to think if I intentionally did that or not. I do know, like, she's obviously a reference to... Shit, what's her name? The girl from Arcane. But honestly, I could definitely see it also being a reference. Like, I could also add a little bit more of like, Gia into that as well. Or there might be actually be another character I might make as like more of a Gia reference. Channels. Boop. Zora Kirby. Kirby, is that you? Which one? Are we going to ignore the fact that that you ignored me earlier? Scrub. Zora ignores me. Zora ignores me too. I gotta figure out what Scruff's voice is gonna be. Don't allow screen time. I mean, Zaya I'll say Zaya definitely will. This guy would have to figure it out. But yeah, like it's man, a lot of good actors just passed away. Two of them, I would say, are pretty young. Hold on, I need to actually. All right, whatever. God damn it. Okay, hold on. Gotta redo that. God. Okay, I can do this. I gotta do this because that way I can outline. I want to color the. Oh my god! This is partially one of the reasons why all my line art looks like not. It's like it looks like one. I like it because it gives that Okami. I would think it gives that Okami painting feel a little bit, leaving like the sketch lines and everything. But also it is because like I don't know how the hell you draw a straight line. Also, I actually upgraded my PC a bit. Let's see. Well, it's still... Ooh, it actually can do it better now without fucking up. Beforehand, I couldn't paint like this for whatever reason. I don't necessarily know why. I think it was probably because my PC just couldn't handle the RAM rendering, or it took too much RAM to do this. I don't know. All I know is doing this, it took a long ass time, and it would have to like load in. It was a bit of a nightmare. But I can do it now, and it's not a problem. Then let's get this white spray radius. I watched the new Doomsday trailer. Honestly, felt nothing. Then I saw a returning character, and I'm confused why they're bringing them back after giving them such an emotional send-off. If you're talking about like Captain America, Chris Evans, yeah, I heard about that. I'm not. So, yeah, kinda. I ain't gonna lie. There might be a fourth member of these trio that's kind of inspiring me a little. Is this not the same mask that Bowser Jr. had? I don't know the lore of... I do not know the lore of Mario. It's a cosmic penguin. The Great Constellation. What? Let's take the yellow boots. I love how the face is just the fucking eyes. Oh my god. Alright. Looks like Meta Knight took off. Does it look like Meta Knight now? Oh, I got a stupid idea. Hold on, I need to remember how something looks. Okay, that's what I needed. Alright, cool. I gotta start messing around with more of these textured brushes. Sorry, hold on. I'll read things in a minute. I'll read comments in a sec. Give me 1 minute. Maybe consider giving the character a weapon. Oh, I was already thinking of that. Is this character a dimension hopper that steals things? That's awesome. Let's see here. Anyway, Mario lore is interesting, but it's really all depends on which RPG game you play. It has its own rich lore. Mainline series lore isn't as depth as RPG. Okay. So there really isn't like the RPG games are like quote unquote canon to the mainline games at all. It's really just like whatever. Where am I going with this? Okay. He's got a gun! Sorry, I'm not reading things in a minute. I'm really trying to. Really trying to do this. Hold on. It's over. All right. There we go. Let's see here. Maybe consider giving the character a weapon. Mario Lore is interesting. Hoots. Watch out, Diz. He's got a piece. It's a bird, Hoots. Is that guy from Starblade? Who knows? But he's got a gun. All right. I don't know what the hell I would name this guy. Hold on, I'll be right back again. Honestly, I haven't really left that many times this time, so it's okay. Right back. Alrighty. I'm coming back. I'm right here. I am. They're all canon. They're all canon. Mario can go from traveling across kingdoms, collecting moons or stars, to fighting the embodiment of evil and stopping existence itself and being erased from RPGs. Okay, so then it says that is the lore, kinda, I guess. I don't know. I do know that there's a puppet guy that I think is there's a puppet guy that's like technically a Square Enix character. And like that's why he doesn't appear, I think, like in anything else, because he's technically Square Enix property. Alright. New theory, this character constantly saves Diz and Scruff's life. What the hell? I don't know who you are. Stranger, goddamn danger. Alright. I could probably see some of that. We'll have to figure out a bit on how we're gonna play around with this new character. He might appear in the background a few times. At first. Let's see. And then like Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm getting some ideas. I'm getting some ideas of how this could work. Why does it have low RAM frequency? I upgraded my PC. You should be working extremely well. God damn it. Oh, John Homelander reference gets a drawing live stream. I think at some point he will. Maybe. I don't know. So I have an idea of who could be the Homelander guy, but I also want it maybe be a surprise. So I know a character who I think it would fit very well to kind of go down that route. I think that's I think this is a pretty decent. I say that's a pretty cool, decent, like, for a character that we kind of just made now a little bit, based off something I really didn't even think about. I think that's a pretty cool looking character. And then we got also Dex Decima over here. I'm probably going to give her like some scars, honestly. I feel like she would have scars. Her daughter is very similar, but I feel like more scrawnier because she's more lab, where this girl's probably been in more scruffs and fights and stuff like that. And you couldn't tell, she is at least dressed like she's from a specific area in the world of Pangaea. I'm gonna name him Doot Doot. I don't know if that name will stick, but I want to name him Doot Doot. 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 He Doot Doot with his pew pew. Alright, let's see here. Did I miss anything? They're all canon? Okay. What is the name of the Feather McGraw reference still gonna... I think Doot Doot. I love my character. I love all my character with all my heart. With all my heart. There's like 3 dots for the right when I put my... I thought that was like you having her curse. If I went crazy. Madam Perdita. Well, I'm saying I don't really like my kid. Damn. New theory, Doot Doot has protected Hexa a couple times. I can see that. Let's open up. He's actually this ginormous. No. He's like this big. Dude. No, I'm gonna need to move these Muppet bastards over here. He looks like he's about to murder everyone. I don't know if it's the gleam in his eyes or what, but he looks like he's about to murder everyone. Our great moms was insanely emotional character. Yeah, I can see that. Technically, Hexa wouldn't be here, but I'm gonna just add her just for the stream. Technically, she would be in the probably like the more main cast of Owl. Well, not main cast, but like the main. It would be in them instead of, because obviously these are all characters that are going to be in Reminiscent Park versus that. But yeah, he's got a gun. You see Sentry Death Battle? I have not yet. I have been in and out on a few things, and legitimately, rest is a big thing I need currently for some things. But I will be trying to get a lot of shit done this weekend. By this weekend, I mean the next 3 days, which I'm off. I feel like Hexa would probably appear near halfway up. Possibly, it would have to be. It would have to be like more having to tie in with certain things, obviously, with like with Bara. But I'll say this: there is definitely a reason for her to be mentioned or appear, also for another character as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. Getting these two out in what, 2 hours? I think we'll call it for this stream. Again, I wanted to make up for this. Friday we will be continuing Hollow Knight, and then after that we will continue Mouse PI Detective. I am probably not even halfway through that game, am I? The Mouse PI. Silk Song, I'd imagine, I don't know if I'm near the end of it or not, but the movie Man of Steel. Wait a minute, is it? Hold on. Kirsten. Sorry, I need to check something. Hold on. My. Okay, wait. Okay, an evening. In the movie Man of Steel is Superman's mother, Lana Lang. Sorry. Zora, well, who are you? Were you part of the park? Hexa, what? Hexa would work well in Kozu and Dizit spinoff with Bara. I can see something along those lines. I feel like Hexa is a character who and maybe like you said, like ghost wise, but I feel like Hexa as a character would more haunt the narrative a bit than actually no, let me move her. I feel like she would haunt the narrative more than I feel like she would haunt the narrative more than she would physically appear, unless we do like a flashback or a prequel to a past event or a past thing. I feel like she would very much haunt the narrative a bit. There's some characters that I think like are definitely gonna have like major lore and like haunt the narrative of both series while still not being some characters that we don't necessarily see fully yet until much later or in a spin-off thing. I think like your Rose Quartz or Key's mom in Dragon Striker. Bara tears up every time she sees her mom. I see that. It's perfect, but still want her to interact. No, she will. I think she will interact with Bara at some point, but a majority of her effect on everything will be through her haunting the narrative. Also, I completely missed that I didn't give Zora the beauty mark on the set. Because the beauty mark is part of it. That's not just like the makeup or whatever. I need to add her beauty mark to the left of her eye. The left eye. But, yeah. Yeah, she's definitely going to be a character who haunts the narrative, along with a few other characters. I'm also working out stuff with, like, how these two are going to be interacting a bit. I'm getting a lot of ideas. These streams, as well as just thinking about it, is helping me work this out a lot. I want to get episode 1 out, at least a Reminiscent Park, before the end of the year. I gotta work on some background stuff like that, but I want to try to get it out before the end of the year, just so I could like kind of start on that. Because I have the at least script for the first one, but there's a lot of like scenery where I kind of want to add. When Hexa's a ghost, she's still like a kid because that's when she last saw her. I can see that. Reminiscent theory: Wish Granter goes from acting like the mom of Zora's team, like a digital circus ride that Descendants Eevee. Yeah. Hold on, wait. Eevee's the evil queen, right? Hold on, I just started watching Man of Steel and I ain't got them. That's it. Hold on. Ma Kent. Hold on, I'm being texts about like Man of Steel now, and I'm like, what the fuck? Wait, Man of Steel. Played by Diana Lane. Diane. I don't know. I'll check that out later. Fun fact, Wish Granter loves to make dresses. I can see that. She has the fairy godmother type of thing going. I really am like the aesthetic between these two, like being like obviously hers are more leaning to more reddish colors while Zora's leaning more towards the bluish. Then you got Leah Bouv over here. You got Shady, you got Scrubby, and then you got Doot Doot with his gun. With his big ass gun. There's also another character I wanna. Oh, man, should I? No, we should. No, I gotta end it now because I need to get rest. It's the only thing. But yeah, we'll end this here. I'll be doing the reviews soon. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to my videos. Thank you, Cyro. Thank you, Pew. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Seth. Thank everyone who watches in the future. Check out all my videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I still hope that Zora isn't a complete jerk to Witch Granite throughout the run. I don't think she's going to be a complete jerk, but I do think she's going to be a little bit offensive a little bit. Simply because obviously Zora doesn't like the predicament that she's in, being forced into becoming an animatronic pretty much. Same as like all of them are kind of like that, but Zora being like one of, if not the first, she very much does not like this. But yeah, thanks for watching our videos. I will see you later. End stream